Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? This is the Tuesday show. It's on Wednesday, but it's the Tuesday show. I'm Ultra David.
I'm James Chen. Assuming everybody can hear us, how's everybody going?
It's always a good point. Please let us know if that's the case.
Yes, exactly.
Shout outs to the Anaheim Ducks playing against the LA Kings right now.
Woohoo!
Let's go Ducks, as always.
Who was winning when you?
Oh, let's not talk about that. Let's just move on.
All right, fair.
Let's move on.
Fair. Okay.
So we have some stuff to talk about. It has not been an uneventful week.
Yeah, like last week was not much going on, and then this week is like everything is going on. So yeah. Oh, okay.
A little quiet.
So they're saying a little quiet. Let me turn up the master volume. All right. So I've turned up the master volume a little bit.
Frame rate sucks.
Frame rate is bad. Okay. Everyone says choppy. Let's see if it looks choppy. It looks choppy to me here, too. Okay.
Yeah, it does.
This happened to us last week, actually, the choppiness.
Let's pause that.
Yeah, let's pause this and see if it makes it better. Is it better on yours?
It's pretty assy.
Okay, it's really...
Basically sucks.
It's weird. This is the same thing that happened last week.
Is it?
Yeah, last week. Oh, last week it started really choppy as well. I can't figure out what causes
like
that.
right in the shot, by the way. That's
Okay.
weird.
They say it's better now, so it probably was because I was accidentally streaming as well.
Oh yeah, actually, it does look better. It does look quite a bit better.
Oh yeah, there you go. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll make
Okay,
sure.
cool.
That's my fault anyway. Okay, they're saying it's still a little quiet. I'll turn up the master volume just a little bit here. Okay, cool.
It's the Tuesday show.
On a Wednesday.
But now we know it's the Tuesday show for sure. So.
The mere fact that we're not on Tuesday for the Tuesday show should be an indication to you of the exact setup here. So still kind of quiet.
Anyway, so it has been an eventful last week. There's a bunch of stuff to talk about. There was a big tournament this past weekend up in Canada that we will get to in just a little bit. There are also things to talk about in the Smash community, including a weird PR stunt and a bunch of nonsense from some idiots. And then we'll talk about, the apparent Super Dojo, Super Arcade, and LevelUp split. We will talk about upcoming events as well. A couple of things to note in both this weekend and the next. And it should be a pretty full show. So
yeah, let's see if we can actually... Well, we have... right now, Wednesday night Fizzites, I think it's called.
Is it called Fizzites?
Something like that. Yeah, it's going to be starting soon, but we don't have Show That Sucks to run over or anything like that.
Yeah, we'll be done with this thing before they're done with half an hour of Wednesday night fights.
Yeah,
it always starts super late. So always starts super late. So anyway, let's talk about Canada Cup.
Yes. So it's kind of a shame to start with Canada Cup a little bit because in this weekend of lots of drama, lots of random things going on, Canada Cup was kind of like the big shining beacon of like, this is amazing. This is what the FGC is about.
That was really good stuff at it.
Yeah, it was so much fun. If you guys didn't see at least the grand finals, you missed out. Like, I was tweeting like a madman during grand finals because it was crazy. Dude.
Yeah.
It was so good.
C-Lim versus Street 11 was ridiculous.
Yeah, especially because of the way he was using Merkava versus Lena or whatever,
Lena,
it was so good.
That Merc.
Yeah, that Merc versus Lena was amazing. Yeah.
Top 8 of the best game was Beat Rush with Eltonum, Fake Steve with Line, then 5th were Carmine, played by Killy, and Mega Mike X had Gordo. You actually don't even see Gord get in top 8s that often. I don't know why that is. Then,
as much as I joke about Gordo being really broken, I still... I don't even feel like he's as good as, Waldstein. I still feel like Waldstein is the best to me, but...
I kind of feel like he's young, where, he probably should be winning a lot, but I don't know why he's not. So, people aren't playing him, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, some Merkava player, whose name I'm having trouble pronouncing, got 4th place. Falcon, Merkava, 3rd, Street 11, Line, and Klim, 1st place with Merc. That's a lot of Merc. I'll have to catch the replay. So, just disclosure, I was actually not here this past weekend. I had some business to attend to down in the Caribbean, and as a result, I didn't get to watch that much. But I have tried to watch some of the Street Fighter top 8 because it was, from all accounts, very impressive. So let's talk about that top 8 in Ultra Street Fighter 4. So Lapchi Blanca got 7th place. White Gun with Ibuki and Yun also got 7th place. Tied for 5th were OCV Rice Eater with Blanca Honda. Then CCG Chirithi, Cammy, and Chun-Li. Pi Smug was flown up there. That's awesome. He got 4th with Dudley. CCG Air, 3rd place with Poison and Guy. Then Twitch Punko with Seth. And Twitch Arcapa Pepedai with El Fuerte. Took the whole thing.
Yeah. And I will say, I mean, I want to say so much about a lot of these guys.
Let's do it.
Actually, there's a lot to talk about.
That.
Do you want to start from the bottom to the top? I mean, bottom, like Lapchi, dude.
Talk about Lap getting top 8.
Yeah, exactly. Good stuff to him. 2 Blancas. Sure. Him and Rice Eater getting up there with Blanca. And, you know, the way Lapchi was playing with him was, there was actually 3 in the top
16.
Top 16, nice. Bunsen burners up there as well. But the way Lap was actually playing Blanca was really solid, I thought.
Was it? Oh, I haven't seen him.
Like,
so okay.
It's really interesting. He actually said this himself on Twitter, which he actually says Blanca with 3 meters is really good because of hot behind you, up ball red focus. And he got that he landed that at least like 3 or 4 times that I saw during the course of top 16. So, I mean, I can kind of see it. It's like all he has to do is one shenanigan for half a second. You're not paying attention, and he has all this ultra, and it's just hop, up ball, red focus, dash forward, ultra, and you lose like a big chunk of life. So it's a pretty decent mix-up. And
I can see that. I can see that for sure.
So.
Okay, well, good stuff to him. I like the fact that, as you said, there are a couple of Blancas up there. I really like the fact that Smug was flown up there.
Oh, yeah.
He got 4th place.
So did you see the match that he got eliminated?
By Air.
Yeah.
I did see that.
That was a double jeopardy.
Oh, okay.
Air beat him both times.
Ah.
And, man, the look on Smug's face after he lost, I mean, I wasn't sure if he was actually crying or not.
I was wondering.
Because he looked crushed.
Yeah.
He looked really crushed. And, you know, I like it. I'm glad to see it.
Okay.
Because emotion, he's young. You can tell he wants it. So
that's for sure.
Go Smug. I mean, 4th place, most people would be like, hey, I got 4th place. Smug obviously wanted to go, because the thing is, he didn't get, like I said, double elimination, right? So I don't think he got to play Punko or Pepedai in the tournament.
I see, okay.
In the tournament, I'm sure
tournament,
he wanted to play them both, especially because he beat Pepedai in at TFC in like the exhibitions on the side and stuff. He was probably pretty confident, and the last thing he was expecting was Air's poison. Causing problems.
Well, in that matchup, before we start talking about Air, I was very impressed by Smug's neutral game. I only saw the elimination, so I didn't see the first time that they played. But I thought his neutral game was really good. Oftentimes you don't see that from Smug. You see him just kind of waiting out and not really doing stuff, and then he gets a hit and it's like blammo. But in that match, he really played footsies. And he had to play around footsies, and he had to react through fireballs. And I thought he played great. I thought it was really interesting to kind of see that part of his game highlighted. It's not the part that you often see.
Actually, top 4 was largely dominated by really good footsies, really good neutral game. Because Air, his poison...
Yeah, Air's poison was, again, I didn't see all of it, but I did see that match, and then I saw him lose to Punko Seth. So I really like Air with Poison. I was tweeting about this earlier today.
Yeah.
I still don't consider Poison as being like top tier or anything.
Right.
But I really like Air with Poison because she is basically Ryu with shenanigans. And she can be played very scientifically, which is Air's style also. He had a lot of cool safe jumps with her. He had a lot of cool setups into hard to blockable Love Me Tender, the little flip kick. He had cool cross-up setups. I feel like that kind of character maximizes better than Ryu does what Air is good at, which is not just the neutral game, not just the footsie kind of pressure into fireball game, but also looking for those setups.
Yeah.
So I really like him with that character. And again, even though I don't think that she's top tier, Air with that character, I think works awesomely. It's it's like Punko Seth. Like, do I think that Seth is a good character? Not really.
Right.
But I think that he works so well with Punko, and that as a result makes it work well. Second place.
It's really interesting because shout outs to Beirudi, you know, who did a great job commentating with Mike Ross over there. He mentioned that Air went to Japan for a pretty long period, and I think it was there he said that they were just like, play Poison, stop playing Ryu,
right?
Like, stop playing Ryu,
right? And
he switched to Poison, and it worked great for him.
Well, I remember reading Air's tweets at the time when he was in Japan, where he would talk about how he would go to these arcades and he would pick Ryu and he would lose, and then he would pick Poison, and like that he would start winning. So I really think that she fits his style well. So I'm glad to see that.
And honestly, one of the main reasons he lost to Punko is apparently he just has a mental block versus Seth. That was another thing that Bear was talking about. He says he just hates Poison versus Seth, even though it might not even be that bad of a matchup. The first time they played each other, so he was double eliminated by Punko.
Oh, is that
right?
so?
So the
okay.
first time he played him, he used Guy, and he lost with Guy. And the second time, he went with Poison the whole way, and he eventually lost with Poison.
Yeah.
But, I don't know if that's just a mental block for him or something like that.
I mean, it was 3-0 in losers finals, so it wasn't even that close. Some of those rounds were close. Some of the games were close. But overall, it was a 3-0.
So, I mean, that just might be something that he had to get, that he's going to have to get over in that kind of situation. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
And another thing, too, I mean, it's probably another reason why Smug's so sad, because, like, if he got to third place, if he got into that situation, he might have been able to beat everyone.
Yeah.
And I do like how everybody's sitting here on the stream saying, like, but at the Salty Suite at Canada Cup, this person won. If you haven't been to a Salty Suite at Canada Cup, then you do not understand that the results don't matter at all. Because most of the time, if you're playing a Salty Suite at Canada Cup, your brain is not all there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I will guarantee that much.
Okay.
So.
Well, if Smug Dudley had moved on in that Air match, I mean, I think it'd be hard to bet against him for winning that tournament, because I really like him against both Punko Seth and Pepe Fuerte. I think that would have worked out really well in his favor. But that didn't happen. And anyway, so as far as Punko goes, impressions on his play?
He is playing Seth so good now. I actually really like watching Punko play now.
Me too.
He was playing so fantastic. Like, I was watching and I was like, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. It's kind of like what it really reminds me of is it reminds me of the story that you always tell me about MK9, where Cyrax lost all of his crappy unblockable BS or whatever like that, and then all of a sudden everyone found all the other good stuff with him and got better with him without relying on this crap, right?
Right.
That's what I feel like what happened with Punko and Seth. The shenanigans, the craziness, the crazy go nuts worked so well for him, but now that it doesn't work, he was forced to learn the game, and I feel like he got better as a result. So, yeah.
I agree. I totally agree. I really like watching him. He's such a showman too. I mean, even when he was raggling all the time at Evo, remember he chugged whatever it was, the Red Bull, and he was all into it. He's just such a really good showman. So when he took off his shirt in grand finals, I was like, yes.
Dude, the first thing I tweeted as soon as I saw that, because Mike Ross was going, oh my god, he's taking off his shirt, and I was like, Mike is so conflicted right now. Like, he wants to get hyped for shirtless Punko, but he also needs to report him for a violation of Twitch contracts.
Yep, that's right. We talked about that briefly before, I think, but Twitch said that they're not supposed to have like half naked people on stream. What?
But you know what, Punko, they need to put a Punko clause in there. You know?
Yeah.
But he's continuing the long tradition of Ducto, Eleverling, and Dios X.
That's true. There is some history there.
And Elever
going back a while.
Elever had an awesome tweet too. He's like, if you take off your shirt, it'll get you as far to the last game. Because that's exactly what happened to him. He was getting bodied by Dios. He took off his shirt. Yeah. He won like 5 in a row. And then he got bodied the last game.
Well, Punko, he reset it. In fact, it was all Punko, basically, was how it looked. It was, the reset was 3-0 Punko. And then Punko went up 2-0 in grand finals, and it just seemed like it was going to be
a 6-0.
Oh, 6-0.
Yeah,
Look, it just blow up all the way through. But of course, that's not what happened. Perpetrated Fuerte started to figure things out. Well, maybe that's not the right word, because they had already played before. You know, they were in winners finals, and they played before and stuff. Maybe not figured out, but just kind of turned it on.
Yeah,
you know,
something happened.
So yeah, you know, I'd have to look at it more, but definitely something happened, and you could really see that there are situations where Seth just falls apart in front of Fuerte, or if you make some bad guess, he's just getting blown up.
Yep.
Which I mean, that's the problem with Seth in general, but I feel like Fuerte, now that he has real damage, is like really good at taking advantage of that. So.
Especially paired with Seth, every time he hit him with an EX quesadilla bomb, it was just like this giant chunk of his life just disappeared.
Yeah, for sure.
It's over 25% of his life if he hits him with one of those, right?
Just one, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
Dude, it was so.
Well, maybe not over, but about. Right, it's like 200, and he has what, 800, 850?
Yeah, oh, that's right. He's at 850
now,
so
I think. Yeah. So not quite a quarter, but
right.
But almost.
Unless it was a counter hit, then
if
is
it's a counter hit. It's like a good 30%.
Yeah.
So
Oh man.
Yeah, so that was really good. Really enjoyed watching Perpetrated. There was also the 3-on-3 tournament. Did you watch that?
No, I did not get a chance to see another 3-on-3.
Okay, I only saw grand finals of that.
Oh, okay.
And that was so. Team Retired got 7th place. Also 7th was Vancouver. Then TEG and JJ5 plus the Prince got 5th. 4D got 4th. Canada Cup Gaming got 3rd, which is Lapchi, Chirithi, and Air.
Makes sense.
Team USA got 2nd, which is Mike Ross, Filipino champ, by the way, who got 9th in the tournament.
Right.
In singles. And Smug Dudley.
Yeah, he got eliminated by Lapchi. Filipino champ got eliminated by Lapchi.
Okay. Interesting. Not an easy match for the Dolly.
Yeah.
Team Perpetrated won the whole thing.
Yep.
Punko Seth, Street 11 Gen, and Perpetrated Fuerte.
Yeah, Perpetrated played really well that whole event, but man, I know a lot of people agree with me and a lot of people don't agree with me, but the more and more I watch, I cannot picture the game where Fuerte is not top 5 in the game.
Maybe you'll end up right, man. I don't know.
Because he looks... Right now, the biggest problem to me is something that someone pointed out. I think it was Spooky who pointed this out to me at TFC, is that quesadilla bomb on whiff is just not punishable.
Super tough.
It's just quesadilla and he's done.
Right.
So if you neutral jump it and bait it like a Rekka or a scissor kick or a Balrog rush, doesn't matter.
You have to block
nothing for you. Right. So basically, you can't really. It's so too useful. It's like too useful how it is right now. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Well, in that grand finals, USA got up there. USA was in winners, and Team Perpetrated lost to Smug. At the start, and then Street 11 Gen actually turned it around. Street 11 Gen reset the bracket by himself. And then after the reset, I think it was just Perpetrated, right?
I'm not sure.
He won the whole thing after that. So basically those two players. Yeah, it was really, really impressive.
Yeah, Street 11, solid player. If you guys remember one of the tournaments, he was a replacement on Team Korea.
Right.
And he was playing there. So.
Right. Yeah, you don't see him much, but he is definitely solid. Anything else to say about Street Fighter?
Not much else to say about Street Fighter. No.
Okie doke, let's move on to the Ultimate Marvel 3, which Filipino champ won.
Yeah, did you watch any of... I did watch the first of 15 between him and B.
I did not.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about that in just a sec. We'll
Sure.
just get through the top 8. So 7th place were Charles Downer with Nova Spencer Doom and Andis Dennis with Spencer Sentinel Akuma. Oh, man, all right. Haven't seen that team in a while. 5th were Danny Wen with Nova Frank Dorm and Magneto Doom Virgil. Candyman with Nova Spencer Doom again. 4th was SMG Precision with Trish, Wolverine, Magneto. Then Love got 3rd with Nova Dorm Doom. B-Ball, B, got 2nd place with Spencer Frank Dante and Magneto Spencer Dante. And then, like I said, Filipino champ won. Magneto Dorm Doom, Magneto Doom Phoenix, Morgan Magneto Doom.
Now, if I'm not mistaken... Okay, so the first of 15 between Champ and B.
Okay.
Champ just bodied him for the first half.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, B started trying to catch up a little bit. He won a few more games in the middle, and then Filipino Champ just finished it off.
Okay.
Right? And B looked off his game. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, okay.
He dropped so much stuff over and over and over again because he was kind of nervous. But I think look at the match log for the actual games. I'm pretty.
I don't know. There's a bug there.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure B reset it.
B did reset it, in fact. So winners finals was 3-0 Filipino champ over B, and then grand finals B reset it 3-2, and then after that F champ won 3-1.
Right. So obviously B started getting really good into that situation. He started figuring it out. Okay. I would almost like to see that match, that first to 15 go again, because like I said, those first few matches that Filipino champ won, that the first like 6 games or something like that, like B just dropped so much stuff. Like you could tell it should have been much closer than it was.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like problems in neutral game. It was like he got opportunities and didn't take them.
Plus the other thing is, I mean, he had Frank. So that chunk that he had in the middle where he started winning a lot was because he got to pull off his Frank, the Kusuro tech on Phoenix.
Oh,
where you kill him with the shopping cart, X Factor roll, and the super. Every time he landed that, he won. You know what I mean? It was that kind of a situation. But in the first few games, he could never get to the point where he could try to kill Phoenix. He kept dropping combos on Doom and stuff like that. That's
a bad team to drop combos with. It's so important to level things up. So
even with like Frank, every once in a while he would drop combos, even though he had like level 4 Frank and paddles that hit the entire screen. Like he was still dropping stuff. So.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that. We'll talk about him in a bit because I think he's coming up in an upcoming event.
Yeah.
So BBCP was won by a random nail with Bang and Ragna. Sweet. You got a new in there. You got a Tager in there. Sweet. Selim shows up again. All right. Melee was won by Mittens with Marth and Falco. KOF Street 11 took it.
Okay.
Yuri Kim Chin.
I didn't know he played, so that's cool.
I didn't either. Sweet. Oh, there was an Injustice, and of course Bipolar Express takes it. There are a couple actually really strong Injustice players in Canada.
Cool. Nice.
And Bipolar Express is one of them. He has Bane. Very strong Bane. Cool, he took it.
Yep.
There you go. Okay. Martian Manhunter second with Shujinki Dink. Kadeem Wade third with Arrow. And Jimmy Potato, also with Green Arrow, got 4th place. Interesting.
Okay.
All right.
So, Canada Cup. Like, the other thing, too, that I want to talk about Canada Cup, Lapchi tweeted this out. I don't know if you saw it.
Not sure.
First Canada Cup, not in the red.
Is that so?
First Canada Cup, not in the red. He was so thrilled and so happy.
That's awesome.
I'm really happy. I mean, honestly, one of the main reasons is because he didn't fly out 7,000 players from foreign countries, right? I mean, I'm sure that helped.
I'm sure it did.
But because Twitch also helped to fly Pepedai out there.
Right, and also Punko.
Oh, Twitch also got Punko as well.
Yeah, it was Twitch Punko.
Okay, yeah, there you go. So I'm sure that helped Lapchi a lot, and not having to spend. Because, I mean, in case people don't know, every time he had those team tournaments, he paid for a lot of those guys to fly out there.
Oh, he dropped so much money. Tens of thousands of dollars.
Like the Europe players, the Japanese players. He spends all of his own money on that. So really cool to hear that this is the first time he hasn't lost any money. And again, don't forget, Pepedai now wins basically a free ticket to the Master Series in January, where he's going to be playing against all the other guys. Not only is that Snake Eyes is getting flown out to that thing as well. So, again, the Master Series, January, it's all the previous winners of Capcom Cup, a few extra people, and then they're just going to round robin 1st to 7 the whole entire weekend long.
It's going to be pretty sweet.
It's going to be really cool.
For sure. But I'm really happy to hear that. No, I hadn't seen that tweet that he finally made some money, or at least didn't lose money.
Right.
That's really good.
And like I said, I mean, to me, that's why I feel like overall Capcom Cup was just like the shining beacon in the middle of like all this craziness that was going on in the FGC.
Canada Cup.
Yeah, Canada Cup. Good. I said Capcom, didn't I? Yeah, Canada Cup. So. Yeah,
and it's an important place to have a big tournament. There's basically the big tournament for Western Canada. Eastern Canada is already good, but Western Canada didn't really have it until Lapchi started this. So I'm happy to hear that it's becoming sustainable.
Yeah, yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool, and I think a lot more people actually subscribed to the $8.95 this time.
All right,
so,
I'm
because
happy to hear it.
it was still the same thing. It was still the $8.95. So
That's great. That's great.
So
Well, anything else to say about it?
no, that's about it for now. Again, like I
Okay.
said, the Master Series is coming up. That should be a lot of fun.
That's January.
January, it's early January. Like I think it might be the weekend right after the first weekend. So it might be the weekend after the first weekend, which is how most people describe as the second weekend.
Could be. But in any case, we'll talk about that closer in. I'm sure we'll talk all about that.
I mean, one thing to mention about that is that it sounds like they might fly. Who was it? They might fly Coach Steve out there to fight B in a 1st to 15 now.
Okay.
So that would be actually pretty cool to watch too.
For sure it
so,
would.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay.
Okay, well, let's take a break. As you can see over on the right here, oh, man, I'm getting so good at this now. This is awesome.
Dude, you did that so
That's
fast.
so easy.
Holy crap.
We'll talk about some crap that happened in the Smash community.
All right. We'll be right back.